want to bid a special welcome to the hundreds who are gathered here this morning to celebrate our National Heroes Day. Could we begin by putting our hands together for all our national heroes? Every nation has its heroes. These are people who have furthered their country's standing through their struggle, Herculean efforts, sacrifice, and productive outputs. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is no exception, and it is fitting that on National Heroes Day, our citizens and residents commemorate those who have left a lasting impression on our homeland of St. Kitts and Nevis. All 5 national heroes were part of the independence struggle and had a role to play in its final outcome. We solemnly and respectfully remember our national heroes, and we thank them and their families for their work on our behalf. Let's give the families a special round of applause. They are the unsung heroes who allowed the national heroes to come forward to make outstanding sacrifices on behalf of a people and a nation. Today I want to especially thank Vesta Southwell, our chairperson. Vesta, could you stand? She is the daughter of one of our national hero, Sir Cabell Azariah Paul Southwell. We are pleased that she has agreed to preside over this morning's activity. Equally, I want to commend the wife, Lady Simmons, of our living national hero, Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmons. Lady Simmons, could you stand? And could we give her too a round of applause for outstanding support to our living national hero. Thank you for your service. I want equally to recognize all the other family members. I see, for example, the son of national hero, Sir Simeon Daniel. Could you stand, Mr. Daniel? And we give them all, wherever they are located, a special round of applause. Their presence gives meaning to what we are attempting to do, and it speaks to the unity in the team which Vesta Southwell outlined in her opening remarks. Our national heroes represent our values, our collective history, and through them we are reminded of who we are and our potential to be superior beings. National Heroes Day is a public holiday. First observed in 1998, it is celebrated on the 16th of September, which is, of course, 3 days before our Independence Day. This holiday, you have heard before, is intrinsically linked to the National Honors Act, which established a trio of merit-based awards: the Order of the National Hero, the Companion of Star of Merit, and the Medal of Honor. The Right Excellent Sir Robert Llewellyn Bratcher was posthumously made the first member of the newly created order, and this annual Day of Remembrance was earmarked for his birthday. Since that first celebration, St. Kitts and Nevis has bestowed the Order of the National Hero on 4 of our famous citizens. The Right Excellent Sir C.A. Paul Southwell, the Right Excellent Sir Joseph Nathaniel France were all honored in 2004. Dr. the Right Excellent Sir Simeon Daniel was acclaimed national hero in 2013, and Dr. the Right Honorable and the Right Excellent Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmons was honored and celebrated in 2015. Much has been said and written about all of our national heroes. And our exhibition center provides information about each of these. The exhibition center, of course, is a new feature as you enter into the National Heroes Park. And I encourage you today and the days coming to go have a look and to see how special we have created a new place and site for information regarding our national heroes. The Right Excellent Sir Kennedy Simmons is the first Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, and is the only living person to receive this, our nation's greatest honor. Perhaps it is Team Unity's first start to a virtuous way of doing things that we have honored Sir Kennedy while he is alive and well. All our heroes displayed immense dedication and service to our beloved country. Their passion and work on behalf of our people serve as the benchmark for all who seek office in St. Kitts and Nevis and light the way to delivering freedom, justice, and welfare to the wonderful people of our twin island paradise. Today we come to National Heroes Park to pay homage to all our national heroes and unify our country at this beautiful site, which we have transformed into a national landmark. The barren land, which some saw years ago, has been transformed into something beautiful, of which all persons, visitors, citizens, and residents alike can be proud. It is the hallmark way in which our Team Unity government has been transforming our country for better and enriching our lives in all areas of human endeavor. Housing, public infrastructure, sports and culture, healthcare, and so on come readily to mind. All these we do in keeping with the values and work of our national heroes. National heroes are exactly that. They are our heroes, the people's heroes, and our country's greatest assets. Attempts to keep them in the pigeonhole of party politics and ownership not only diminish our national heroes, but impoverish the very country which they tried to enrich. It is sad that some misguided leaders still wish to continue on the path of hubris and division rather than building national unity, national consensus, and an ennobling ethos of all for one and one for all in the Herculean task of nation building. Here at National Heroes Park, all our heroes, not just one, cohabit in a single beautiful space of distinction and reverence for their work individually and collectively. The work and contribution of all are honored and respected. This is the right and proper thing to do. And I am happy, and we are very happy, that Team Unity has provided strong, enlightened leadership on the honoring of all, I repeat, all our national heroes, thereby giving honor to whom honor is due. We will together also make determinations in the future regarding how we can immortalize the contribution of several other persons who have inspired our nation. Among these are Kim Collins, our sports legend, Kenrick Georges, the author and composer of our national anthem and legendary musician, Elston Elimat Nero, musician and calypsonian extraordinaire, Keith Kayambe Gums and Atiba Harris in sports, And we should never forget Zach Nisbet in culture and heritage, all for the outstanding contribution to nation building. And lest I forget, we have Leroy Willett, who one day may make a claim as one of our most outstanding photographers. Let's give Willett a round of applause. Heroes are important for the task of anchoring and building a nation. This is so whether they are political or religious leaders, entertainers or athletes. They serve a purpose in our society, and they help to give our people hope and provide examples of success. Through the story of their successes, and indeed their failures too, other people can understand their talents and limits thereof, and their will to succeed. Others are inspired by their heroism and moral leadership. Perhaps nothing is more powerful than the power to inspire. In our daily lives, what we ourselves do as captains of industry and commerce, or as members of the medical or any other fraternity, can evoke a spirit of heroism, which in turn creates a climate of hope, which can help facilitate change for the better. We are a developing nation, and we work diligently to advance our federation. Our national heroes has left us their example, showing us how to serve our people and how to deliver progress, enlightenment, and hope. In their stories, individually and collectively, we can all take pride and we can all learn. To be sure, none of them found themselves conflicted between their loyalty for St. Kitts and Nevis and their loyalty to another country. Such was their patriotism and love for their beloved land of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today we celebrate our national heroes, and we remember too all other unsung heroes for their contribution to nation building. Our esteemed Governor General has approved the following recipients of National Honors Awards, and I ask that we give each of them a round of applause for their service to our country. 5 have been honored with the Companion of the Star of Merit. These recipients are Dr. Calvin Hazel for spiritual development and advancement of our people, Bishop Joseph Henville for religion and community development, Mr. Erskine Edwards for public service and diplomacy, Mr. Augustine Merchant for agricultural development in service to the nation, Mr. Bruce Carrot for music locally, regionally, and internationally. His Excellency has further approved 12 honorees for the Medal of Honor. Mrs. Marilyn Gishard Bertie for education and religion, Mr. Lester Blackett for sports, Mrs. Yvette Slack for preschool education and community activism, Mr. Antonio Liebert for culture, Mr. Weber Herbert for broadcasting, Mrs. Arabella Nisbet for farming, Mrs. Erlene Maynard for education, Mr. Anthony Evelyn for ongoing efforts to enhance the cause of building contractors, Miss Julietta Martin for performing arts and in particular dance, Mrs. Alice Swanston for education and community outreach, Mr. Oswald Elliott for his role in education, and I hear loud of applause from those who attended the Keon High School, where he taught for a lengthy period, and of course the CFPC College, among other institutions of learning. Mr. Michael Mick Heiliger Stokes for musical production and art history. Let us give all of them another round of applause. As we consider our future and plan the way ahead, we should never forget our past, the sacrifices which were made by our forebears in the struggle against slavery, colonialism, and racial discrimination are important in understanding who we are today. It is right that we remember and recognize the significance of their struggle as the foundation of our sovereign state. They are the drum majors for freedom and human rights, and a voice for workers at the workplace. As a nation, we have had our fair share of trials and tribulations, but importantly, we have triumphed and emerged independent and free. Put your hands together for the achievement of independence. Our national heroes would be pleased that there has been significant progress in the socio-economic development of our people. Our national heroes would be pleased too at how we have consolidated our economic freedom and enlarged it and created a better standard of living for thousands of people in the short period of less than 5 years. The historic launch of Team Unity in September 2013 clearly demonstrated that when individuals put aside their personal differences, opinion, and desires out of a genuine love of country, they are actually able to vividly realize how very similar we are, especially when charting a shared vision for the betterment of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I want us to give a round of applause for the People's Action Movement, the People's Labour Party, the Concerned Citizens Movement, who came together in September 2013 saying country above self, country above party, and we proclaim a national agenda to take St. Kitts and Nevis forward. This shared vision has brought the payout of over $16 million to over 2,000 sugar workers. So Robert Bratcher must have smiled at the generosity of the Team Unity administration to former sugar workers. This group of workers benefited immensely from his struggles for a better St. Kitts and Nevis. Team Unity has brought housing support to over 3,000 families, the best ever performance in the history of any administration in one term. It has brought the largest ever investment in our people's education, over 300 beneficiaries of state-supported tertiary education for the period September 2018 to now. Over 300 of our students are abroad, financed by this Team Unity administration, the largest number ever in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are building upon the constructive part of development left by our national heroes. Some may be like Moses, and some will be Joshua, to continue to take our country forward, upward to progress and liberty. This year we have embarked upon the largest public sector infrastructure investment in our history. Our people's lives are being transformed for the better. The perennial problem which faced Caribbean society of poverty was struck a blow when we provided for our households and low income with a monthly stipend of $500. I often get touched in the supermarkets and in church by the elderly and those not so elderly who say, I want to thank you. This $500 means so much to me. This $500 means they can get their medication. This $500 means they can contribute to their rental. This $500 mean that they can buy their food. They don't have to wait on a child or a neighbor. This $500 is part of our contribution to poverty alleviation, which has been the perennial struggle of the people of our region. Poverty may always be with us, but we don't always to have indigence in our societies. And that is what the Team Unity Administration is attempting to do as we consecrate the future. The working of our Team Unity government shows the power of men and women coming together to create opportunities for all, and in so doing ensure that our children will not only have a secure future, but a proud and prosperous legacy which will one day be theirs to govern, to love, and to cherish. Team Unity was not, and is not about privileges for a few. It is about opportunities for all, because we are better working together. It is not about one island. It is about our two islands, one federation reaching its potential for greatness. It is important that we recognize that we must build a better future for all our people. We all need to accept and acknowledge that the values of justice, fairness, tolerance, non-discrimination, and respect of all persons without regard to race, class, gender, religion, political affiliation are the bedrock of democracy and good governance. Tomorrow in the National Assembly, the Attorney General reminds me that we will debate two bills in our Parliament of critical importance to democracy and good governance: the No Confidence Bill and the Constitutional Amendment Bill and the tenure of the office of the Prime Minister will advance our democracy for the benefit of our people and build upon the legacy of our national heroes. In this regard, I am grateful to my press secretary, who brought to my attention the reflections of Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmons on March 16, 1983. I suspect I have him thinking way back, when he served notice of our imminent independence on the 19th September. He said then, "It is not the Constitution which will make the people of this country. It is the people of this country who must make our Constitution meaningful. Let us take what is good, what is progressive, what is meaningful, and use it for the development of our country," end of quote. These two bills and good governance are two excellent examples of what is good, progressive, and in sync with the development agenda of our country. As a people who truly love this land of ours, I encourage all of us to work together to place our country on a firmer footing in order to take our rightful place as the leader on the regional and international stage. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis is leading the sub-region on the World Justice Project Rule of Law Index for 2019, and we are a global example on several indicators. We have the highest per capita GDP in the OECS. 40 years ago, we were way down bottom. Today, in 2019, we are number one. And second in CARICOM, only to Bahamas. We aim to lead the world in the implementation of our prosperity and good governance agenda. You know, I stood up a bit at the lecture at the ECCB when Dr. Colin Connolly reminded us how outstanding the performance of St. Kitts and Nevis has been on the world scene. We are ahead, according to him, of 120 plus countries, according to the Human Development Index of the United Nations. Imagine with me the smallest country in the world, the smallest democratic country in the world, is leading over 120 plus countries around the world in its performance and education, in healthcare, in GDP growth, and other indices of nation building and national development. Give St. Kitts and Nevis a special round of applause. And we thank our national heroes for their contribution to our beautiful country. So today, as we honor all our national heroes and our unsung heroes, we will use their legacy to inspire us to make our beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis the best, I repeat, the best small island state in the world. May God bless us, and may He continue to protect and guide us. Thank you very much.